everyone, my name is Dr. Julie Hansen and I'm the program chair and the attending veterinarian for the Vet Tech program here at Argosy. I'm sorry I can't be with you today, but I'm really happy that all of you are here and that you're going to learn from our wonderful instructors who are substituting for me in my place today during orientation. This short video is basically to give you some intro into some of the things you're going to experience here at Argosy in the Vet Tech program, and other questions can be answered by the instructors who are filling in for me today. One quick thing I wanted to note before we move on is to make sure that you understand Argosy's attendance policy. The short version is go to class all the time, please. The long version is if for some reason you do need to miss a class, if you're sick, if there's an emergency, if there's something else that's getting in the way of you attending class, you need to make sure that you contact your instructor and our academic advisor, Danielle McLean, in Student Services, as soon as you possibly can to let us know you're going to be missing class. The other thing you need to know is that if you miss 2 class periods in a row, or if you don't log in and do some work in your online classes for 2 weeks in a row, then that's going to count as an automatic drop from the class, and we don't want that to happen. So make sure that you're going to class, that you're doing your online assignments consistently and all the time. If you have questions, you can definitely talk to any of the academic advisors and they'll be happy to give you more information. So each of our Vet Tech courses has both a lecture section and a laboratory section. For a lecture, what you're going to need for sure to start with is your books. Now, all of these books are available in the campus bookstore. This is a representation of the first semester books. Now, don't feel too worried about the stack here. These you're mostly going to leave at home. You're not going to drag this big one all the way with you to school every day. But this is what you're going to use to complete your reading assignments so that you get the full spectrum of information that we're going to be providing for you. The other thing, of course, in lecture you're going to be working with your instructors and oftentimes listening to them lecture. And associated with that, you're also going to have a packet of notes that go along with that. And so this is my packet for comparative anatomy. My son wrote out the text for me. And this is basically a notes packet that's provided to you by your instructors that's associated with your online classroom. There's one for each lecture, there's one for each lab, and those are going to help you move through the course. Now, these aren't all-encompassing, that's why we have the textbooks as well. But make sure, if you can, to print your lab packet and your lecture packet and have those with you on the first day of class. So you might have some questions. What do I need for the first day of class and the first day of lab? Well, if you have lab, and you will with all of your classes, the first thing that you're going to need is scrubs. The next thing that you need is a lab coat. The lab coats that the instructors wear are going to be blue like this. What we recommend for you guys is to get your lab coats in solid white. We have some great ones down in the bookstore that have the Argosy logo on them, which is really great. And we really like for you to have 2, if at all possible, especially if one gets dirty during a lab that you have during the day. The next thing you're going to need is a stethoscope. We have stethoscopes available also down in the supply store as well. I really recommend going with a higher end stethoscope than what we have in the supply store if you can. If you need some recommendations, let me know. The Littman brand is really what I recommend, which is what I have here today. The next thing you're going to need is a calculator, and it's really important to have just a plain old school calculator. We don't allow you to use your smartphone's calculator section for any exams or anything in lab. You'll of course want to have some pens and pencils, and then you'll also need a watch with a second hand because you're going to use that second hand to time heart rates and respiratory rates when you're doing your physical exams on your patient. So the next question about attire, besides the scrubs and the lab coat, is what about shoes? It's really important that your shoes are closed-toed. That's going to protect your feet. And you also want to make sure that you are wearing socks with your shoes because we need to protect your ankles as well. They don't have to be Chihuahua socks, but we highly encourage that. And that's about all you need for the first day of lab. So one of the benefits of our program is that we always have animals on campus for the full time that you're here in the semester. These animals come from our associated rescues, and they come here and they get their wellness care, they get spayed or neutered if they need to, they get dentistries, and they get whatever medical care that we can provide them while they're here, and you guys are all part of that process. The other thing that you get to do is be a part of their day-to-day care, and that's by completing animal care shifts. Now, these are required parts of your education, but the great part about them is that it's the best way you can spend time with these animals. So this here is Fluffy, and he wants to get down. But the great thing about being able to be here in animal care is that when you spend time with these animals, you really get to bond with them. A lot of them do end up going home with students, which is great. I actually have one of my own cats from animal care here as well. So you get to really bond with these guys. You get to spend time learning about how they're doing, how they're eating, how they're drinking, and helping to maintain their medical care the whole time you're here. So this is a great way for you to really get to know the animals as part of the animal care program. The animals that we use on campus all come from local rescue groups, and these animals spend about 3 to 5 weeks with us here on campus, where they get all of their wellness care for free. They get their vaccinations updated, they get routine blood work, heartworm tests, they get dental cleanings if necessary, like this little girl Paisley, she had a lot of dental work done while she was here, and that really helps the rescues out quite a bit when we're able to do that for them. The other thing that it does is it gives us a chance to really get to know these animals very well while they're here on campus with us, and it's a great mutual relationship between our campus here at Argosy and all of the rescue groups that we work with.